Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. This is Craig Proctor. Hope everyone's having a great day. Today, we're going to be talking about team building. Okay, today we're going to talk about how to leverage yourself with people. Some of you don't even have enough business for yourself, so that's a different problem. We solve that with an automatic lead generation system. But for those of you that have lead generation figured out, and I can help you with both, you're eventually going to get to that point where you just don't have enough time in your day. And that's exactly what happened to me. So I'll take you a little bit back in time and explain my journey with this and talk a little bit about why you should listen to what I have to say on this topic of team building. In fact, I think I was the original or one of the original agents to create a team of licensed agents. So I'm sort of the OG on this. I've been doing this now for over 25 years. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Craig Proctor. In my third year of selling real estate, I was named the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world, and I'm going to explain today how that happened. So, like many of you, I get into the business and making the same mistakes everyone else is making. I'm cold calling, I'm door knocking. I actually believed that the thing to do was what everyone else was doing. And guess what happened? After a year or so, I'm getting the exact same results that everybody else is getting, meaning I'm failing miserably. Then I became a student of direct response marketing. I came to this realization that just being a good real estate agent wasn't good enough, that there's lots of good real estate agents out there that are starving to death. So I had to be a marketer first, okay? You have to be a marketer first. I'm sure most of you in your marketplace know of a realtor that you're thinking is not really that skilled, they're not really that good, but they're doing better than you, and it's frustrating. So marketing is the solution. So I go from dumb as a pile of rocks, know nothing about marketing, to becoming a student of marketing, really studying it, testing, trial and error, and I cracked the code. You heard this story. Within 3 years, I'm selling hundreds of houses. I'm named the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world. But there's just me, okay? There's just me. And I'm in my 20s at that time. I'm not married. I don't have any kids. And so I can do this at that point. And my strategy for doing better might be the same strategy that you're using, which is work harder. Okay, that was my strategy. So here I am trading more of my time for money and more of my time for money and more of my time for money. And eventually, you know what happens? You, of course, run out of time. So at that point, I wanted to leverage myself with people. I had studied other industries outside of real estate. And I realized that, I couldn't think of a business that didn't have people. Okay, I couldn't think of a business that didn't have people. So I went down the road of how do I hire people? And I got to remember, at this point in time, there's nobody else doing this. Nobody else in the country has a licensed agents working for another licensed agent. Brokers had agents working for them, but I was never a broker. I was just an agent working at the RE/MAX office. So today we're going to talk about how I had this epiphany. And we're going to talk about the major mistakes to avoid. Okay, so there's no reason for you to make all the mistakes that I made. I was the pioneer in this. I've got the arrows in my back. So we'll talk about the mistakes and we'll discuss how to recruit, hire, train, and manage. So before we get started here, let me know where you're located because we have a lot of referrals going around. In fact, I refer business out to agents all over the country. So type into the comments right now, if you could, the major city that you're in, like not the small town, but the major city that you operate in, because maybe we can get some referrals going back and forth here and make you some money. Okay, that's my intention with my training, is to help you make money. If you're joining me a little bit late, today's topic is how to leverage yourself with people, how to do it right. And I want you to know I was very successful with this. I had a large team, inside sales agents, outside sales agents, customer service reps, you name it. So we're going to explain how all that happened. We'll even talk about the order of delegation. It's a question I get quite often. Who do I hire first? Who do I hire second? And so on. So again, type in where you're located Okay, let me know where you're at, and let's get rocking and rolling on this. So here I am, being very successful, 150 houses, working by myself, no assistant at all. Then I hire my first admin person. Actually, my first admin person was a lady by the name of Linda, and she worked at a local bank as a lender, and that's how I got to know her. And so she almost convinced me to hire her. Like it took a woman to figure this out, because I'm working all the time and I'm involved in everything that can be done, from cutting the keys to making the feature sheets to taking pictures. And I came to this realization, I'm not the only one that can get a key cut. I'm not the only one that can take a picture of a house. I'm not the only one that can create or deliver feature sheets. So that was my first hire. Her name was Linda, and I gave her all the administrative activities. So anything that didn't have anything to do with real estate, I gave to Linda. And that was great because in the beginning, I'm just sitting around, if you can imagine, thinking about things that I can give to Linda. When Linda's not doing this, I can get her doing that. When she's not doing this, I can get her doing that. So she's taking in my dry cleaning. She's running errands for me, all the stuff that I didn't want to do. Now, this freed me up to work with more buyers and sellers. So I want you to understand what I just described to you. Hiring the admin person allowed me to sell more real estate. I went from 155 transactions by myself to over 200. I think it was 222 transactions the next year with one administrative person. But you see, even though it enabled me to sell more real estate, it didn't solve my life problem, right? Because I'm still working all the time. Let me know in comments if you can relate to this, right? It's the success trap. I'm very successful. I'm a young guy. I've never made this kind of money before, but I'm tired. And I'm working 7 days a week. And that was what was required, because it was just me and my assistant, Linda. It required me working all the time. Then I hired a licensed agent. And this licensed agent, I gave them only the buyers. Okay, so I hogged all the listings and I gave her all the buyers. And she did really well. In her first year with me, she made I think $300,000. We were on a 50-50 split. So she made 300. That means I made 300, right? And this is back when real estate prices were not that high. Anyway, long story short, eventually my new outside sales agent comes into the office, hair all over the place. She's going, my God, I can't do this. So I hire another outside sales agent, and then another one and another one. So now I've got 8 outside sales agents, and I discovered that giving the leads to the outside sales agents wasn't very productive, because my outside sales agents were very good. And we'll talk about how to make them very good and how to get really good ones. But if I gave them leads, let's say I gave one of my really good outside sales agents, if I gave them 10 leads, because they were really good, they would call 2 or 3 out of the 10 leads, and they would book an appointment with a buyer or seller, and boom, they're out of the office showing houses or listing properties, and the other 7 or 8 leads don't get called. So then I invented this position called inside sales agent. Again, I'm sure it existed, but I've never heard about it in real estate before. So to me, I've never heard of this. This was a good idea. Give the leads to the ISAs. So the leads never go to the outside sales agents anymore. The leads go to the ISAs. The ISAs call the leads, set the appointments up, and then the outside sales agents can make more money. So you can see what I accidentally stumbled onto was specialization. Okay, this is called normal in other industries, right? Like I looked at other industries outside of real estate, and I realized they don't work like we work. In these other industries where they're selling gazillions of dollars of products and services, no cold calling or door knocking exists. And let me repeat what I said earlier. Name me a business, like a real business, that doesn't have people. There are none. Every business has people. So I was able to transform my normal job as a real estate, because it was a job as a real estate agent. I was able to transform it into a real business. Never being a broker, just an agent working inside the broker's office. Now, ironically, I'm making more money at this point than the broker owner of the RE/MAX franchise as an agent. So I keep cranking up this production. 300 transactions, 400 transactions, 500 transactions. Now we bust through 600 transactions. I keep being the top RE/MAX agent or one of the top agents in the world for RE/MAX over and over and over again. And by the way, that's how I got into coaching and training other agents, because you folks were coming to me saying, how did you do this? How did you crack the code, Craig Proctor? You've only been in real estate for 3 or 4 years and you're making millions of dollars. And by the way, I had no sales experience. I had no marketing. I had to learn all this stuff. Now, I also made mistakes along the way. And that's how I can help you. I can help show you exactly how to create your marketing machine to get you super duper busy to the point where you can't go out on all the appointments. So hear me on this. I'm not suggesting that all of you run out and hire an assistant. I'm not saying that. Some of you shouldn't. The first thing you need to do is you need to get yourself busy first. Not by door knocking, not by cold calling, not by begging people for referrals. Forget the traditional stuff they teach you. I'm going to show you how to use smart, modern marketing. Smart, modern marketing to automatically attract, sift, and sort the prospects. See, this is what marketing is. They're coming to you. You're not calling them. You're not chasing them. They're coming to you. Once I cracked that code, I couldn't keep up with it all. Now, this is how this thing eventually looks like. I am not making any of the phone calls. I'm not meeting with any of the buyers. I'm not meeting with any of the sellers. I'm not doing any of the paperwork. I had now bought a house in Florida on an island. So I'm living in Florida at this beautiful house down there. Well, my business up in Toronto is cranking out 500 to 600 transactions a year. See, this explains my longevity in the real estate industry. People like Craig Proctor's been around for a long time. Yeah, because I made it easy. I made it easy to be the top agent for RE/MAX year after year after year. Some of you have like goals and you work really, really hard to reach your goal. But I want you to think about this. If you really have to push yourself to reach your goal, what good is it? Because the chances of you being able to replicate that over and over again, it's very difficult. So we want to be successful, but we want to reach our goals and be successful by making it easy. Okay? Then you can replicate it over and over and over again. Does that make sense? If you're liking this, smash the blue like button if you like where we're going here today. Okay, show me some love in the comments. And remember, also let me know what marketplace you're in. We'll see if we can get you some referrals. See if we can get you some business. Step into the Craig Proctor world where we have thousands of agents that are making a lot of money. And the market is super hot right now, folks. If you're not absolutely killing it out there in arguably the strongest market we've had, real estate market in the history of ever, you need my help. So everything you want to do in real estate has already been done by me and thousands of my students. So my goal here is to share you the thinking process and how to do this. Okay, now, here's a really cool book I'd recommend you guys all read. The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, Why Most Small Businesses Don't Work and What to Do About It. Some awesome quotes in this book. One of the quotes I really love in Michael Gerber's book is he talks about the difference between working on your business and working in your business. Most of us as real estate agents, we're consumed by working in our business, right? You're running around with buyers, you're running around with sellers, you're doing paperwork, you're pulling off the hot sheets, taking pictures, getting keys cut. That's all working in it. But if you start to work on it, like what you're doing right now, you're working on your business. You're not running around doing stuff. You're thinking about how a better way and how to do what you're doing. That's what I teach agents to do, to step out of their business, look at their business almost like it's a separate entity of them, and to start to look at how can we make this thing work better, right? When we're working on the business, that's when you get the big gains in your business. Another quote, this one really hit me with Michael Gerber's book here. If your business depends on you, you don't have a business, you have a job. Now, ask yourself that question. Does your business depend on you? Okay, and the answer for most of you is yes. Not only does your business depend on you, your business consumes you. Your business that's supposed to provide you all this freedom, right? Like we get into real estate because we want more money, more time, and more freedom, but your real estate business ends up consuming your life. It shuts out all the other life. To be successful, right? A lot of agents are trading their entire lifestyle for the money. To me, that's not success. I've been there before. I've been the starving real estate agent with no business. I've been the successful agent working by themselves, trying to juggle all the balls, giving up my entire life to this. And I've also been the guy with the house in Florida on the island, living my life with my wife and my kids, while my business up in Toronto cranks out 500 to 600 homes every year. Which guy would you like to be like? Obviously, right? So we've got to create an exit strategy for you so you can build this business of yours bigger, right, than you could do it on your own. But eventually, I want to show you how to start backing yourself out of your business, right? So it more or less starts to work on your own. Again, if you're liking it, if this resonates with you, let me know in the comments. Hit the like button and make sure that you turn on the notifications, okay? That way you'll get my content. As soon as I go live, you'll automatically get my content. So don't forget, turn on the notifications if you like this. Smash the like button and let me know your comments on this. If you relate to this, whatever you want to share, let us know in comments now. I want to talk to you about the Rainmaker Theory, okay? This is the mindset that you want to have. What is a rainmaker? I'm sure many of you have heard of this concept of a rainmaker. A rainmaker, makes things happen. The Rainmaker The Rainmaker Theory goes like this. If you can't change the outcome, you don't do it, right? You want to draw a line in the sand. That's what I did mentally. I drew a line in the sand and I said, if I can't change the outcome, then I shouldn't be doing it. And I want you to go through this exercise right now. What are you worth per hour? What are you worth per hour? Let's say that you make $100,000 a year, and let's say that you work 40 hours per week, and maybe you take 2 weeks off a year. Okay, so you work 40 hours a week times 50 weeks. That's 2,000 hours that you're trading to make $100,000. Do the math, right? $100,000 a year divided by the 2,000 hours that you're trading. That means you're worth $50 an hour. So you shouldn't be running around getting keys cut, making feature sheets, installing key boxes. A lot of the stuff that you're doing can be delegated. It should be delegated, because every time you get involved in those activities, what you're saying to the world is, I'm worth, $10 or $20 an hour, because truly you could pay somebody to do some of that stuff for way less than what you're worth. Now, that's how you're going to increase what you're worth per hour, is by being very highly selective with how you spend your time. Is everybody getting this? If that makes sense, let me know in the comments. So what are you worth per hour? Maybe if you want to share that, what do you think you're worth per hour? If you're worth $100 an hour or $200 an hour or $1,000 an hour, I want you, here's a good exercise. Later today, write down, just take a pen and write down all the stuff you do on an average day. And then to the right of that activity, what would it be worth per hour if somebody else did it? Now, clearly, some of the things are Rainmaker activities, right? Obviously, working on the marketing is a Rainmaker activity. You do not want to delegate that. Please do not abdicate your marketing. Some of you are buying leads or paying these big referrals. Nonsense. It's easy I can teach you how to do this. It's really, really easy and inexpensive. People are like, oh, it's complicated, or it's really expensive. No. Most of these leads I'm generating, the listing appointments, buyer appointments, they're like $5 a lead, okay, for good leads, okay, not BS leads, really good leads. Then we can automate the follow-up. We can get a steady stream of leads coming into you, and you will be busy. If you're not busy now, I promise you, I can make you very busy. If you're already busy, then you need my help even more, because you need to get these systems in place and the people in place, so boom, you can really blow this out and have a huge business. I mean, think about this. I was at Remax, I made between $3 and $4 million a year in commissions. Okay, again, this is back when prices weren't that high. $3 to $4 million when $1 million was a lot of money. Okay, today, with prices doubling up here in my marketplace, I'd be making about $8 or $9 million a year. That's what I'd be making with today's prices. Okay, so hardly anybody does that. Still today, hardly anybody does this. But the top Craig Proctor members, they are doing it. Let me give you an example. One of my students is the top Keller Williams agent in the world for KW. Nobody makes more money than she does. Her name is Sarah Reynolds. You can Google her. She made $14 million last year. $14 million, over $1 million a month in 2020 with COVID and all the stuff going on. You can contact her using the Craig Proctor system. I have a lot of Craig Proctor lifers. She's been with me for over 10 years. So you see my marketing around. You know that it works because the very top agents all over Canada and the United States are using it. Okay, so order of delegation. If you want to write this down, hire an administrative person first. Then you're going to hire a buyer agent. You're going to hog all the listings and you're going to delegate the buyers. Okay, then you're going to hire a listing agent. And then at that point, you might want to hire an inside sales agent. And then you might want to hire another listing agent. Now, there's other people you can hire. Like I had a customer service manager. This was really cool. Every time that one of my team members would list a house, the file would come into our admin. Think about this. If you were on my team, I would literally send you out to appointments. You would be going from appointment to appointment. You would send the paperwork in, or just electronically today. It would be broker loaded by our admin team. The courier would run out and take the pictures, make the feature sheets, deliver the feature sheets. All the work that would be done, and then the file would go over to the customer service manager, and my customer service manager, Tammy, would introduce herself to the seller and say, I'm going to call you every week and let you know what's going on. Taking the work right off of the outside sales agent, because my outside sales agents were busy going from appointment to appointment to appointment. That's how I had this thing set up. So I can teach you all the different positions. Obviously, you're not going to start by running out and hiring a whole bunch of people. You start with one. So we look at your situation. Who is the one person that you could hire right now that would have a massive impact on your business? Now, remember, you might be thinking, I can't afford this. I will change your opinion on this. Getting the marketing right and getting the right people around you, you can't afford not to do this. Okay, you can't afford not to do what we're talking about. If you truly want the money and the freedom in real estate, to get freedom, you have to have money and you have time. Some of you have the money, but you don't have the time because you're not drilled down in doing this properly. So the question then becomes, well, Craig, how do I get good people? You know, people are always, how do I get good people? I can't get good people. You know, they come in late, they leave early at lunch, they smoke dope. I can't get good people, right? I will show you. There's a process, there's a system to get really good people. And then how do we hire them? Okay, so there's advertising and specific things that we're going to do to get good people coming to you for your team. Okay, then we're going to sift and sort them. Even the interview process I have is quite different because I'm interviewing 10 agents at once, not one at a time in that first interview, and then we sift them through. And what about the contracts? That's where I made some mistakes. I didn't have the proper protection in my contracts. Some of you might be thinking, well, what if they steal my database, right? What if they try to steal my clients, or maybe they can get. I show you in these contracts how to do this right, how to protect yourself. You don't have to worry about going to a lawyer and figuring this out and making all the mistakes. I've made the mistakes for you. Thank you. I've made all the mistakes for you. So these contracts are really buttoned down for all the people you hire so that you make sure that you're protected and only good things happen. By the way, let me say this. I want to get into some of the mistakes here in a second, but if you like this, I am doing a massively huge training of over 3 days. And if you're interested in coming to my training, I am practically giving it away. If someone could type into chat, coachproctor.com/live. If someone could do me a favor and type that into the comments, coachproctor.com/live. If you go there as an early bird, this is a newly released session I'm doing on marketing, on team building, on technology over 3 days. I have an early bird special right now where all of you, I'm practically giving it away, $189. And just to sweeten the pot, I'm also offering almost $6,000 in marketing bonuses. Like, just the bonuses are worth it, even if you didn't attend the conference. But the conference, over 3 days, I show you how to use it all. So you're going to get my business planning system. You're going to get examples of my marketing. You're going to get my direct mail. I call them my $1 million mailers. I've made over $1 million using these mailers. The Facebook ads, we'll talk about Google, talk about LinkedIn, we'll talk about YouTube, we'll talk about Instagram. We're going to show you how to really sharpen your game and create omnipresence in your marketplace so people are blown away. They see you everywhere. And then we're also going to talk about the team building stuff. We're going to talk more about what we're talking here today. But of course, over 3 days, we have a lot more detail. So you should check it out. The last training I did like this, I had over 1,200 agents. Okay, it's virtual, so you can do it from the comfort of your home, in your office, whatever. $189. If we break that down over 3 days, it's like $63 a day. If you join me for the first day, you're not blown away. Absolutely, if you're not blown away after the first day, I'll just give you all your money back. Okay, I'm good. I don't need your money, but whether you attend or not, it's not going to make a difference to me. But this could make a tremendous difference to you. So again, if someone could type this in to the comments. coachproctor.com/live. And it should be a clickable link, and you can go there. Okay, here's a quote I want to share with you guys that I really like. This is really, I think I got this in Gerber's book, I think. You're so busy doing what you doing what you do that you don't have time to learn what you don't know how to do. I stumbled on that. Let me repeat it again. For most of us, right? We're so busy doing what we do, doing it. We're so busy doing what we do that we don't have time to learn what we don't know how to do. And it may not be that you're bad at what you're currently doing, but it doesn't matter how much better you get at what you're currently doing. All you're going to get are incremental gains. Incremental. Does everybody get that? I don't know what you're doing now, but if you're just doing more of the same stuff and you try harder and harder, all you're going to get is incremental gains. That's not what I'm talking about here today, folks. I'm not talking about incremental gains. I'm talking about exponential gains. I'm talking about, for those of you that really want to blow your business up, I'm talking about exponential gains. You can't get to where I'm talking about doing what you're doing. Does everybody see that? I don't care how many doors you knock on. I don't care how many people you bag for referrals. I don't care if you work 70, 80 hours a week. You're not going to get to what I'm talking about by continuing to do what you're doing, but just doing more of it. Now, most sales trainers, that's what they teach you to do, right? If you have a sales trainer that teaches cold calling and you said to them, hey, I want to have a better year next year, they would say, well, go make more cold calls. If it was a buy referral coach, you said, I want to do better in 2021, they would say, well, go beg for more referrals or go do more open houses or work harder. I'm the only one that has a plan to help you make way more money, but actually do less. I want you to spend less money. I want you to spend less time, but I want you to make way more money because you understand the concept of leverage. I will teach you how to leverage yourself with marketing, how to leverage yourself with technology, and how to leverage yourself with people. Once you do that, folks, it's a new ball game. Okay, you'll have a totally different experience in real estate. So we have to have a really good hiring system, okay, a good recruiting system. We also have to onboard. So I want to go through these mistakes as promised. These are the 3 biggest mistakes that I wrote down earlier. For those of you that don't have a team and you're really busy, that's a mistake. Okay, there's no need for you to be a stranger to your family. Everything you want to do in real estate's already been figured out. You've just got to say, you know what? I've worked as hard as I can doing it this way. I got to start learning what I don't know. Remember the quote? You're so busy doing what you do that we don't have time to learn what we don't know how to do. And what we don't know how to do is the ball game. What we do know how to do is the problem. What we don't know how to do is the opportunity. Come and join me for 3 days, folks. You can see I'm passionate about this. I'll give you everything I've got. I will share with you how to do this, from the marketing to the people to the technology, and you'll get to meet hundreds of other Craig Proctor members that are making millions of dollars a year. To my knowledge, no other coach or trainer or guru has created more millionaire real estate agents than I have, and you're going to get to meet them all in a few weeks. Go to coachproctor.com/live. Again, if that's not in the chat, if somebody could type that into comments. Okay, let me know if you're liking this, by the way. And if you haven't let us know where you're located, type in your location. We'll see if we can make you some money and get you some referrals. So type into the comments your location. If you have any questions on this, let me know. Type in your questions, because we've talked an awful lot about how to grow your business here and how for you to have a better life in real estate. So these 3 mistakes are no recruiting system. Okay, if you don't have a recruiting system, the problem is you're hiring out of desperation. Has anyone made that mistake before? That would be kind of like you hire like the first person that comes along. That would be like marrying the first person that walked down the street. How many of you have made that mistake as well? Maybe marrying the first person that came down the street. No, you don't want to marry the first person that came down the street. You don't want to hire the first person that came down the street. So I would show you how to create a recruiting funnel. You need a funnel of candidates, right? You need an abundance of candidates, so you have the luxury of choice. You can pick and choose the best people to come and work on your team. You're not looking for just anybody. You're looking for somebody really special. Right now, I can promise you this: if you added even one really special person to your business, it would make a tremendous difference, like night and day. So mistake number 1 is no recruiting system. Mistake number 2 is no onboarding system. Like, you could recruit an A player, right? You could recruit an A player, but they're not going to hang around if you're an unorganized mess. Okay, so once they come on board with you, what is your onboarding system? Okay, so I have all of these job descriptions. I have all these onboarding processes. Again, you can figure this out on your own if you want, or you can just come and work with me and I'll give it to you. Okay, I'll give it to you as a bonus. It's like, here, I'll let you just copy mine. No onboarding. So what happens once we hire A players? Okay, remember, A players, they're out there, okay, but you have to be organized or they're going to leave you. Right? If you're an unorganized mess, they're going to leave you. So we're going to show you how to have a proper onboarding system. And then the third mistake is no continual training. I don't mean like you train them the first day or the first week and that's it. I mean continual training. So every Monday morning at 10 a.m. at my office, we had team training. Okay? The door was locked at 10 a.m. So if you're late, you can't come in. And by the way, if you don't attend the meetings, you don't get appointments, you don't get leads. Okay, so I've got some leverage there. Now, what am I doing during these team meetings? I am trying to teach them a different part of the Craig Proctor system. So we might talk about how to follow up leads one week. We might talk about the listing presentation or the buyer presentation. We might talk about how to get 5-star reviews and our customer surveys. Every week I teach them something. We also would go over all of our new listings that week, all of our new buyers, basically training them on the system. So for over 20 years, I did this training consistently every single week. That explains how I was able to not only get A players, but keep them. There is not one real estate agent that was on my team that left the Craig Proctor team that made more money outside of the Craig Proctor team than what they made on inside the Craig Proctor team. In fact, hardly anybody left. My team members are lifers. I mean, they stayed for 15 years, 20 years, and that's what you want. There's no sense in getting good people and then they leave, and then getting good people and then they leave. We want to get good people, train them, show them how to be like super profitable so they're doing extremely well. The people on your team will know that they're making way more money inside your team than they could outside of your team. And if they believe that and it's true, they're going to stay with you. So we've covered a lot of stuff here today. I would like to, again, remind you of this super conference that we're doing. It's going to be virtually, okay? It's going to be 3 days with me. I'm doing 90% of the teaching. There will be some of my superstar members talking about specific concepts, or not concepts, what they're actually doing. I promise you, nobody at this conference will be sharing unproven, ideas or what they think will happen. Everything that you're going to be learning is successfully being done by millionaire agents right now in their marketplace. And you're going to hear directly from me as I interview them. And you're just going to be able to copy exactly what they're doing in your business. So I hope you've enjoyed our time here today. Make sure that you turn on notifications, smash the like button, give me the thumbs up, and let me know your comments because I'm going to do these on a regular basis. And my strategy, by the way, is I just want to help you. The easiest way for me to prove to you that I can help you is to actually just help you up front. And then if you want to get involved with my training, you'll have a feel for what it's about. Hopefully, you come to that realization. It's like, wow, Craig's got some really good stuff. He's one of the only guys in the industry that's been in the trenches actually doing this. I'd like to learn from somebody that actually made millions of dollars selling real estate, not someone that's talking about how to make millions of dollars, but somebody that's actually done it. So if this resonates with you, turn on notifications. Okay, that way you'll get all my content, and I'll come to the table every week. I'll give you some new content like this. But give me your feedback. Let me know what you like, and I will try to deliver that on a weekly basis. But remember, check out my conference. It's coming up in a couple weeks. Right now, we've got a discounted price for early birds, only $189, and you're going to get almost $6,000 in bonuses. Thank you very much for watching. You guys have a great day. Go sell some houses. We'll talk to you next time. Take care.